Sounds good. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is F1 Fanatics. Welcome back to the Monday after race day, which means it's driver ratings day. It goes with us rating the drivers a score out of 10 for their race performance. And we go through every driver and from the teams. If they've retired, they're probably going to get a no rating. And funnily enough, yesterday there was quite a few no ratings.
Yeah, because it was all fairly early retirement, so...
But we're still going to give some comments to some certain drivers for no ratings.
What's going to be?
God! You know who we're excited for. You know who we're excited for. But yes, anyway, guys, I hope you kind of stay along, watch to the end of the video to make sure you kind of find out how everyone got rated. And if you're new around here or haven't done so already, please like video, drop it a subscribe. That's mucked up.
I think it's like the video. No. Subscribe to the video, drop a like, and then ding that bell. That's how it goes.
Something along those lines.
I don't even know what's going to happen at the end of the video now.
You may just have seen the carnage of what is. So if you're then underneath the video and you're confused, I don't blame you because that was very confusing. But anyway, we're going to get into those ratings because that's much easier to go on what was a pretty decent race.
Yeah, very good race. And how about you kick us off with AlphaTauri?
I'm going straight in there. So, DANIIL KVYAT. Difficult because front wing was taken out by Alexander Albon. Made the mistake initially, but he still could have gone deep into the race and got good points return. Probably would have been a double points finish for AlphaTauri.
Yeah, he just got very unlucky being taken out. Red Bull takes away wings, it turns out.
Yeah,
and that's
it
what
does not
give
you wings.
KVYAT found out the hard way.
So it's difficult. We're going to give him a 6 out of 10 because he's finished last, but his race was essentially ruined from that point. So it's difficult really to give anything. So it's not going to be like a 5 out of 10. So we'll give him a +1 because he was very unlucky on there. So it is 6 out of 10 there. Teammate Pierre Gasly, for me, 9 out of 10. Pierre continues to have a brilliant season, finishing P6. Great points return for the AlphaTauri. Again, in another race where Albon's difficult, if Red Bull want to look at their program again, although they repeatedly say that AlphaTauri and Gasly are going to be together in 2021. But regardless of that, he continues to make himself a really viable option for any team on the grid when he eventually leaves AlphaTauri because his performances are incredible at the moment in a great season and another great performance from him, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, he pulled a great move on Leclerc and defended hard, as Albon described it.
Racing me so hard. Why?
Yeah, nice. And so that was KVYAT P15. Obviously, P14 was Latifi. There we go. I had to waffle a bit there as my mind slowly ticked into gear.
Which one was Latifi?
Latifi, P14. It's a terrible car. We've said it. Maybe Williams has switched on development for next year. The car's not improving at all, even though it looked bright early doors. Not looking great towards getting to the latter part of the season. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for Latifi. And George Russell, the unfortunate victim of Kimi Raikkonen struggling for grip into turn 1 and took George out of the race. Bit of a shame because obviously with we had 5 car retirements, so maybe it was a race Williams could have nicked something from, but obviously the car's just not there and George just got unlucky.
Yeah.
So yes, there's Williams.
Moves. Williams is always a quick one. Moves on to Haas and 2 different fortunes. Magnussen, so frustrating. It's going to be a 5 out of 10 for him because it could have been a double points finish for Haas, which for them would have been brilliant, all things considered. But Magnussen made a mistake locking up into, forget the corner. It might have been the last chicane. I can't remember. But anyway, made the mistake, lost the points position of 10th. dropped down to 11th, then fought hard with Sebastian Vettel, where I think, Sebastian Vettel pushed Magnussen wide off track.
Yeah.
Was very aggressive defending there, but it was good wheel-to-wheel racing, so that was brilliant to see. Did enjoy that. Fighting for positions. But yeah, it's a 5 out of 10 because the points were there.
Exactly.
It was a mistake that cost him. On the other hand, Romain Grosjean, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for Romain Grosjean. P9 in that Haas. People were a little bit confused, didn't pit under safety car, but managed to defend, make the, make those tyres work last. Got hit by gravel from Kimi running wide on turn 1 there, which hurt his finger and did actually go, I think my finger's broken. Yeah. But it wasn't. It was fine. But it did hurt. He said he had to, for the first part of the race, drive with like a straight index finger because it hurt too much to kind of bend it. And obviously it was cold as well, so it was difficult. But, we know that Haas isn't a terrible car, and he's managed to get points in it, and now, leads Kevin Magnussen technically in the Drivers' Championship with those points for now.
I think he was one of the few drivers that actually made those hard tyres work. Especially at the end where everyone was on soft tyres, and to still walk away with a points finish.
Yeah, 2 points and 2 pints for Romain Grosjean. As he showed, what was it, on Twitter or Instagram, one of the two, probably Instagram as it was a picture. But yeah, 2 points equals 2 points for Romain. 10 out of 10, Romain. Well done.
Just gonna imagine, he's just not allowed anything until he gets points.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if he wins a race?
If he wins,
he's gonna be completely gone. That's 25 points.
Grosjean's going to be off his face. Grosjean's going to be having a party, and Kimi's like, I like Romain. Romain's my guy. But it probably nicely moves us on to
Alfa Romeo with, let's start with Kimi. Finished in the end in P12. I want to say P12. It is P12. I'm going to nod. I looked at the where everyone finished before, and it just goes. But yeah, P12 for Kimi. Going to give him a 3 out of 10. Let's not beat round the bush. Beaten by Gio all weekend, and obviously lost it into turn 1 and punted George out the race, which deserves, a low rating just for taking another drive out the race.
But he is the record starter in Formula 1 history.
Did you see the radio message at the end of the race where the guy was like, I know you don't care about this, but congratulations. And there was nothing from Kimi. He just didn't reply at all. Maybe it was just the TV, but I'm sure Kimi was just like, no, just ignored him. But yeah, 3 out of 10. No great day for Kimi. Enough said. But Gio got his P10, got a point. Kind of lucked into it. Well, he defended against Seb in the end, but because of retirements, that's why he was in the points. Could argue an 8, but I'm going to give a 7. Solid from Gio, but he didn't set the world alight with anything on track.
Yeah, I was on F1 Dorney's Lucky Dip review this week, and GIOVINAZZI came on, and I said, it is sad, but it was another it was a more high note on Gio's farewell tour to F1.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 is probably fair.
If Gio, I'm sure he had the soft tyres, he should have been Grosjean. And then I would have given him an 8, but 7 for P10. There we go. Nice. There's Alpha.
Ferrari, Sebastian Vettel, P11. Spinella!
It's a half. If it's a half Spinella.
Yeah, I mean...
It's Spinella.
It just... Ferrari and Sebastian Vettel just needs to be over.
Yeah.
It's like... It's like when you're just going, it's just such a poor relationship. It's falling apart. You're looking for it. It's painful to watch them together. Just neither one are happy with each other. It's terrible. For Seb, it's a 5 out of 10. I think that's a sympathy 5.
Yeah.
Just because I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
And it just isn't great. So we'll move on quickly from Seb and on to Charles. It's a 9 out of 10 for me because he drove brilliantly. Qualifying, amazing to get P4 in that performance. And he fought for every position tooth and nail, finishing P7 in the end. But he couldn't literally do any more. That Ferrari is still... It brought upgrades, and everyone saw, in practice, the one session we did got, both Ferraris were up there, and then Charles qualified P4, and we're like, oh, Ferrari, is he? Have they done? No. In a race, it is awful. It can't even compete with the Alpha Tauris.
No. It is shocking.
So, poor Charles.
But they are designing a new engine for next year. So... they could be a bit competitive.
Cheating's back. Back again.
Yeah, but also...
Inject fuel. Yeah, no. He's Charles Leclerc. He's done best he can, and Ferrari in a season where they just want to go, is it over?
Come on, guys, let's just call it here.
Have we got more races? Are you sure? I think we should. No. And no, but a team that did very well considering that someone was pretty ill, Lance Stroll, is Racing Point.
Racing Point, yes. Lancey boy. No score. No score. Fortunately, didn't even make it to practice.
He was unwell.
Yeah. But Nico, Hulk is back.
Hulkenberg. Hashtag Hulkenberg. That one's for you, Rox.
Bam. 2.0, he said.
Did it get trending, by the way? I don't know. It did hashtag Hulkenberg.
There was someone with a sign at the actual Nuremberg ring with Hulk back. I don't know how they did it in such short notice.
They just knew. They were just prepared all season. They were like,
he's going to come back.
Show me, I ain't ready for this. Nico Hulkenberg!
He had 10 minutes of on-track practice, and that was in qualifying, which isn't the best time to do practice because obviously you've got low fuel settings for qualifying. So you can't do any race practice runs, under pressure to do quali practice runs, and he's somehow got P8. It's a 10 out of 10 driver of the day for Nico Hulkenberg. You can't really argue against it.
And you got to be saying that with more pressure on that Red Bull seat.
It was a good audition.
He's doing a fantastic job to go, Red Bull, hire me.
Yeah.
And we know a real positive for that one is that Max and Nico get on like a house on fire.
Exactly. So yeah, P20 to P8. Great audition for Hulkenberg and helped Racing Point as a team move up to third in the Constructors. So a very solid substitute performance there from Nico. And the other man also making some great auditions for that Red Bull seat. Yep, Checo. P4. I just felt a bit sorry for Checo. He had an absolute faultless first run going to lap 30. It was him and Norris. We'll come on to Lando also being very unlucky in this race. Going very long on that first stint. And you just felt he had the pace at the end he was going to overtake Ricciardo. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. And safety car. Safety car comes out, Ricciardo gets a free stop, and then after the safety car restart, he had a good go at Ricciardo, but couldn't make the move, and then Ricciardo flew off because that Renault is a very quick car. So you could say this has been harsh, but I'm going to give him a 9 because the podium was there right at the end. If he made the move stick, he probably would fold him off, maybe.
And we expect Checo to be the guy who takes advantage of when the podium opportunities are there.
He did get unlucky. The podium should have been his if it wasn't for the late safety car. But I'd go for a 9. Don't hate me too much.
The whole of Mexico turns towards Steve.
I gave Hulkenberg a 10. People love Hulkenberg. I gave him a 10.
It's 19 out of 20 in total.
Guys.
Chill! McLaren, moving on, saving Stephen. Lando Norris, just spoken now. Unfortunate. Driving a great race, power issues.
It's
stuffed
broken.
them. Yeah, it's broken. We had flashbacks to 2019 Lando Norris.
Yeah.
Did well until his car decided and fought kind of settings this race was there, Lando sounded so cheesed off on the rate. He was like, "It's not working!" And they're like, "You're doing a great job. We can do this, Lando. Keep going." And I think the painful one was like hearing radio messages like, going to engine map 3.0 or something like that. And it was like, "Don't hold up, Carlos." I was like going, that sucks. But anyway, no rating.
He did his great Nando impression after he retired, eh?
Yes, he did, in the deck chair, so that was good. McLarens and retirement sitting in deck chairs, it's the way to go.
Pretty solid.
So he gets a 10 out of 10 for that. No, but no rating for Lando Norris. Unfortunate, a race of what could have been, was driving a pretty good race up until then. Carlos Sainz does a typical Carlos Sainz sneaky performances. P5, decent result, but wasn't really challenging the top guys in Checo and Ricciardo for Racing Point and Renault, and with only one car going, and McLaren wanting to finish as high in the constructors, probably wasn't that great. But it's going to be 8 because it's still a good result for McLaren. They've got the car round.
Yeah, it looked like the McLaren didn't quite have the pace that they showed in practice. But
McLaren's just...
Yeah.
It's how it's been all season. We don't really know what to expect. And like, I don't think Lando Norris and Sainz... I think McLaren will go straight up when Ricciardo comes in. Yeah. Not necessarily 2021, but 2022. I think they're going to have a brilliant car because Ricciardo is proving at Renault fantastic team leader.
Carry a team, yeah.
Which nicely moves on to
Renault. I'll get Ocon out the way. I think he had a gear and brake issue. Retired. Didn't do much, but no score for Ocon. Could have had a great race looking at that Renault because Danny Rick, first podium since Malaysia 2011 for Renault. Ricciardo brings it home. Solid.
His first one since Monaco 2018.
Man, yeah. Didn't do the shoey, so I'm giving him a 1 out of 10. So on to the next team, I guess. Okay. Ricciardo is a 10 out of 10. Very solid. Nearly got messed up by the team call to put him under virtual safety car, because then it looked like he was going to have to pit at the end or just lose that podium spot. But he got saved by the later safety car. Restarted well, defended off Checo, and just flew away after that. And there wasn't a massive gap, but he defended well, and P3 podium. It's been coming all year, and we finally got it.
I don't think there is a driver who has deserved a podium more this season, considering all the people we've had. Obviously, Gasly getting his race win. Norris getting his first podium and stuff. Lance Stroll getting a podium. Sainz getting a podium again. I don't think, other than Checo, you could probably argue Checo a little bit, but Daniel Ricciardo for me is definitely the guy who's driven a podium-worthy performance in those Renault this year, and it was great to finally see him happen. Yeah. And in our fantasy thumbnail, it was, "It's time for Rick." It was time for Rick. Boom.
100 points.
100 points. Incredible.
Yes, that's fancy.
Yeah.
But 10 out of 10 for driver rating.
Incredible. Great one for him. So we now move on to Red Bull. How does this always stumble onto me? Alex Albon, he's in the kitchen and he can't handle the heat, so I think he's probably going to be the one who's going to get out of it. Regardless of what you think, whether it's the second car not being good for him, the things that he's doing on track, the KVYAT incident is just unacceptable and looks a guy who just is under so much pressure that he isn't handling it. It's going to be a no rating because he's retired from the race with a power issue. I saw people trying to decipher whether it was actually Red Bull just retiring him. I think Will from FP1 joked that he got sacked mid-race. For the first time, Marco was like, Alex needs to perform, and options for that seat outside are probably Hulkenberg and Perez. And I think it's very much Alex is gone. He's not going to be driving for Red Bull in 2021. And just how he fought both AlphaTauris on track, it I feel sorry for the guy. I'm hoping that he goes down to AlphaTauri. He has, that time to progress and develop. Franz Tost is very good at developing young drivers in that AlphaTauri team, so it'd be nice to see them good, and that would do a fantastic job for AlphaTauri in the 2021 season. I think having both of them there, I think he definitely deserves that shot, at least. But yeah, it's difficult there. Max Verstappen can't do anything more. Drove brilliantly, kept up with the Mercedes as much as he could. Massive for him, got a fastest lap at the end when Lewis was both charging. He maximised everything he possibly could out of the race. It's a 10 out of 10 as well. A lot of 10 out of 10s, but I think there were some really standout performances from people.
Yeah, nicking that fastest lap at the end was very impressive. And yeah, nearly messed up the safety car restart, but to hold off Ricciardo as well was good in its own.
And for you, Mercedes and Valtteri Bottas.
You get Albon and I get Bottas. It all works out well.
Everything in the world is in perfect harmony.
Bottas. Credit. Look, I don't like Bottas, but I want to see a title fight. So I was hoping for a Bottas win. I've been saying it the previous week. Feeling good for a title fight. Bottas is going to show up. And he did. Turn 1. Okay, he didn't get quite a good getaway, which meant open the door for Lewis, but he stuck with it.
He fought. It's what we've wanted to see all season. He fought through turn 1 when there was a sniff of a chance. Yeah. And it was like, finally, Valtteri.
Even Lewis said, go on, son. I'm impressed by that. Kind of, you could take that two ways, like Lewis is saying, wow, he's been just terrible. And he actually did something good, so that impressed me. But yes. Bottas then, after turn 1, it all went downhill. He didn't look after his tyres. He locked up, gifted the lead, and then probably to make everyone feel sorry for him and go, oh, he was unlucky. He then lost power, and then everyone says, oh, we got unlucky. But he already lost the race. He was P3. He wasn't even going to get P2 that race with full power. So it's a no score, but... I think I said he was unlucky, but failure was inevitable. So that was my little summary of Bottas.
Valtteri.
Yeah.
Valtteri.
But yeah, no score. I'm not going to give him a score. But,
no score.
Lewis, 10 out of 10. Faultless. Yeah, he didn't quite make the move into turn 1, but Bottas defended very well. He bided his time, looked after his tyres. And then took Bottas easily when Bottas made a mistake. Controlled the rest of the race. Didn't quite get fastest lap, but 91 race wins. Just got to give him. It was the whole picture of it all. A 10 out of 10 drive, if that makes sense. It was just a perfect weekend, perfect Sunday for Lewis. I wouldn't say weekend because he didn't get pole, but perfect Sunday.
Absolutely. Pressure was on to get, after stumbling the past couple, waiting for that 91st win to come his way. But he did it.
Bam.
And that's all you need to do. And it was a brilliant moment between him and Mick Schumacher at the end with the exchange of one of Michael's helmets from 2012. That's nice. I mean, Lewis is getting quite a collection of those because I remember when he equalled, I think, Senna's pole record. It was like 61 on there. But that's it from us today, guys. That is another driver ratings. As always, if you agree or disagree with our ratings, let us know in the comments down below. Give your thoughts on that, or give your thoughts on who were standout performers for you or not so much standout performers. There's plenty to discuss, as always, from driver ratings. And if you're new around here or haven't done so already, I'm going to hand it over to Stephen, who he knows how to do this.
You can like, subscribe,
I don't know how to do
ding
this.
That bell.
Ding it. That's all I know how to say. Ding it. Just ding it. But yeah, we're going to get a t-shirt of that. Just ding it.
Just ding it.
Nike, don't sue us. But yes, we'll round it off. Make sure you join us kind of for F1 Fantasy and the more in detailed look at things in the F1 podcast on Wednesdays. Yeah, the F1 podcast. Remember that. But yeah, guys, we hope you enjoyed it. It's been brilliant as always. We'll catch you on the next one. So for now, you F1 fans, keep racing.